Hey guys, welcome back to Team 6K. This is Undead, and today we're going to be talking about the new Duel Links main box, Solflare Lightning. There's 3 archetypes in this box that are either like super supported or basically just introduced as a whole in this box, and then a whole bunch of other cards that are like good support for decks that already exist. The first archetype I want to talk about here is Orcust. To be honest with you, if you're investing in this box, it's probably because of the Orcusts. That's why I'm mentioning it first. The Orcust archetype was super damn good in the TCG, and it's going to be super damn good in Duel Links as well. The main cards that they're missing in Duel Links as of this box are a counter trap, which obviously we couldn't have that. We couldn't even handle the Salamangreat counter trap, and another one of their starters, but that's okay. That starter didn't exist in the TCG while it was tier 0 in the TCG. They're kind of a Dark Machine Link deck. To be honest, the majority of their playmakers are not in this box. If you want to go in this box for Orcust, you're going to want to go into the Judgment Force main box, because that's where Orcust Harp Horror is. Orcust Harp Horror is the one that you banish from graveyard to summon one from deck, and it's an SR, so it's only going to be in that box. The whole archetype generally is banishing itself from the graveyard to summon something from somewhere, with the downside that they can only summon dark monsters for the rest of the turn. And Galatea, one of their link monsters, can shuffle back those Orcusts after they've been banished to search for an Orcust spell trap, and they got a decent amount of spell traps. The main one being Babble basically makes the grave effects of your Orcusts quick effects, so everything that you could do as your opening play, you can also basically do plays on your opponent's turn. But the main thing you're probably going to be doing is using Symbol Skeleton, which banishes itself to summon one from grave, to resummon Dingirsu, which on summon will send a card your opponent controls to the grave, non-targeting, or equip a banished machine as a material. You can also detach a material to protect your cards from being destroyed, and of course that on-summon effect of attaching a material or sending a card your opponent controls to the grave is also something you can do upon its own Xyz summon. And the other great thing about this guy is you can, instead of using 2 level 8s, you can just Xyz summon him on top of one of your link monsters. There's also a card in the Orcust archetype that overlaps with a Nightmare archetype, meaning that if you can get 2 monsters on field and turn them into a Nightmare Link 2, then turn that Nightmare Link 2 into the Nightmare Link 1, then discard a card, you could summon this card from deck, link it off, and then this card will get your plays started basically. There's other things of course that the Orcust archetype does, but I mainly described the main things here. You're kind of trying to resummon Dingirsu on the opponent's turn from grave to send their cards to the grave. But if you wanted an in-depth guide on how the deck actually plays, then I can make a video about that if you want. The next archetype you might be interested from this box is the Magistus archetype. They're a bunch of level 4 spellcasters. They are pretty consistent. The main idea of them is that, you know, they exist on the field, right? And you use them to like equip extra deck monsters from the archetype onto them as equip spells. And as equip spells, all of the archetypes extra deck monsters have effects. And the main one you want to be going for is the fusion monster, which can quick effect target one of your opponent's monsters and basically equip the fusion to your opponent's monster, and then you take control of the opponent's monster. So that's kind of the interruption you're going for in this deck, and it can do it very consistently. You can also pretty generically go into other things with it. Another fun fact about that archetype is that it's kind of like the origin story of the Endymion, Invoked, and Witchcraft archetypes. The other archetype in this deck, really, you probably shouldn't go through this box if this is the one that you're going for, because this archetype, it's alright. It's definitely alright, because they can summon a Link 3 that can negate your opponent's monster and also banish your opponent's monsters that it points to, and all of its arrows point up, so it's going to be pointing to 2 of your opponent's zones. They also got a field spell that searches the whole archetype and also can protect your things by battle. But the deck is kind of easy to play around, and it's kind of interruptible as well. It's definitely not a bad deck. I might even be sleeping on it a bit too hard, but just on my initial opinions and the fact that it wasn't that good in the TCG, I'm inclined to believe that it is most likely not going to be that good, but I could be wrong. I'm still going to test the deck out to see for sure. The box also finally puts compulsory evacuation device in the game available to all players. I think it's pretty annoying that Konami basically paywalls certain cards, knowing that we're going to get the cards eventually, but you know, like, if a card is necessary to play in the meta, then you kind of want the players to have access to it no matter what, right? Otherwise, what's the point of people saving up their gems? So Galaxy Eye is getting nerfed. Has kind of been fixed now. Previously they had an Xyz that could negate and destroy a monster and also search the follow-up play, and they can't use that now because it was a skill exclusive and they took it out of the skill. But instead of that, they can now go into their Link 2, which can discard an archetypal card to destroy your opponent's special summon monster. It's a pretty good interruption. Now they have an interruption at all, so they can follow up with their rank 8, destroy the field, go for game. They also got a spell, which is like a reborn and also summoned from deck. So Galaxy Eyes, you know, having access to another monster reborn card makes the deck kind of more free to play, because, you know, it's an SR, and the previous URs you had to play were URs outside of the archetype. Now we have another searchable monster reborn type effect that also special summons one from deck. This box also has Utopia the Lightning. You can basically summon this by slapping it on top of Utopia, the rank 4, and when he battles, you can detach 2 materials from him to basically have his attack become 5,000. So it's going to make it a lot easier for rank 4 decks to go and figure damage and also deal with big problematic things that have some kind of protection that you ordinarily wouldn't be able to deal with. Like, for example, Cosmo Dark Destroyer. It's not in this box, but I'm going to mention it anyway. Cosmo Dark Destroyer just came into the game via level up rewards for the new character. So that's going to boost Cosmo decks like so much. That is the boss monster that they've been waiting for this whole time. It makes the deck competitive, in my opinion. If you want to see a Cosmo guide on the channel, be sure to let us know. Onomata pickup coming into the game is so damn good for Onomats, bro, because they already have a spell that discards 1 to search 2, and now they can search for that spell. So any chance that they had of being inconsistent is completely out the window. Every hand will be the entire play for Onomats. And to be honest, Onomat fields are really good these days. If you want to see how good they can get, let us know and we'll make a video on it. Chronomaly also got their rank 5, and realistically every rank 5 deck, cough cough, Cyber Dragon, got this guy, which can basically detach 2 materials to negate a monster. It doesn't destroy it, but it does negate. So the fact that it's a light machine means, you know, no qualms about playing this in Cyber Dragon. You can summon this turn 1, interrupt them, and then turn 2 go for an OTK. I'm not sure how consistent it's going to be in OTKing after summoning a rank 5, because I haven't played with Cyber Dragon for a couple years. But the fact that we have a rank 5 negate is just really nice for any potential rank 5 decks out there. If there's any cards I didn't mention, it's because I don't really think that they're all that relevant. That, or, you know, they're just something to save for an advanced guide video. Overall, this video is just kind of, you know, giving you the basic information about the things in this box to more easily help you decide whether or not you want to go into it. Although, if you're a free-to-play player, you're probably going to want those compulsory evacuation devices anyway. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this box in the comments. If you have any questions or any requests, leave them in the comments too. This is the first time we're doing a box review, and if it doesn't do well, then it might also be the last, but you know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, like the video if you like the video, subscribe and hit the bell to get notified on our content as soon as it comes out. I've been Undead from Team 6K, signing out.
Hey, why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. How they ask for a spot at the gym, but they leave all the weight on me. I don't ask them to wait on me. They would ask where they gon' be with a song if they wanted the weatherman. I ain't asking to pay no fees. She was homeless and needed a spot. I ain't ask her to pay no lease. I ain't ask her to say no please. I ain't ask her to make no cheese. Scream fake, but it ain't on me. Got clean so it ain't no streets. Why green if it ain't no keeps? Brought cream so it ain't no beef. My team say it ain't no chief. My demon they hang on me. They seemingly ain't no peace. I seen him, he ain't no beast.